asking who created the universe is the same as asking who created God. This question is more than philosophical, because it's a mirror that reflects the limits of human perception and logic when confronting the concept of origin. Huh? Human reasoning is deeply casual. We are conditioned to believe that everything must have a beginning. It must have a cause, it must have a creator. But this framework only helps us understand the physical world, where objects are built, born, or even begin at some point. So, naturally, we extend this logic to the universe and then to God. If the universe exists, who made it? If God exists, who made God? But both questions collapse when now you reach for what lies beyond time, what lies beyond matter, beyond casualty itself. To ask who created God assumes that God is part of a system of creation, as if God has to be born or even made within a timeline. The very timeline that God is said to have created. To ask who created the universe, it stems from the same assumption that the universe must be the product of something else, something outside itself. But when you're speaking of first causes, both questions hit a wall. Because at some point, there must be an uncaused cause. There must be an uncreated creator, a beginningless source. Otherwise, you are trapped in an infinite regress, a never-ending loop of who created the creator of the creator. There are limits to human perception. These questions often reveal less about the universe or even God, and they reveal more about the structure of our minds. Our brains are wired for time. Our logic is wired for sequence. And our worldview is wired for cause and effect. But what if origin isn't linear? What if God or even the source exists outside of time, outside of physical cause? So to even ask the question, who created God or who created the universe, is to try maybe to measure the ocean with a teaspoon. Not because the question is wrong, but because the tool, that is the human mind, is limited. In most mystical and spiritual traditions, God is not a being, but being itself. The universe is not separated from its source, but it is an expression of it. The origin is not a question to answer, but a mystery to experience. That's why asking who created the universe or who created God might be the wrong question. The better question might be, what part of me needs an answer? And what would I do? What will I do with the answer if I had one? Because perhaps the goal is not to solve the mystery, but to live meaningfully inside it. My people, heal.